I hope you are doing very, very well. Good morning or good afternoon, good evening, anywhere you are. My name is Iman Yohani Powell, and today we are continuing with our program. And I hope you have good. How do you call that? Easter. I'm gonna say Easter definitely on purpose. Anywhere you are here in Ethiopia, we are of course at 1 in midnight in East Africa, Tanzania, Kenya, Uganda, Ethiopia, Mozambique or Msumbiji, and in around Egypt and Eritrea, Somalia, we are at 1 in midnight. So as our normal program, as you can see today, we're going to have a topic we're going to be discussing. But before that, I would just like to tell you that going through Pan-African Academy, and we're going to look into Pan-African calendar to see what we got in Pan-African calendar for this month, which is the month of April. We have a few things, as I told you last weekend, that we have on the 7th of April, a Haitian revolutionary, Toussaint Revert, died, and also in April 11, Stephen Cochrane, a Pan-African researcher from America, born in America, he died. In addition to that, we have Unity Day in Tanzania, which is going to be on 26th. Unity Day. Tanzania is the only country in Africa which is two countries united together, Zanzibar and Tanganyika. But also, in other hand, we have on 27th of April, the death of true Pan-African on African continent, Dr. Osagyes Kwame Nkrumah. So those are the things we have in this month. That's where we're going to be celebrating. I think we'll have to do some events on Dr. Kwame Nkrumah Day. So that being said, that was it for Pan-African calendar. If you don't have Pan-African calendar, please let me know. I can definitely or surely give that to you. So now moving on, as you can see on behind me on my screen over here, I have a pastor who is Pastor Manning. I think I need to change something a little bit because it's not, yeah, very good. So Pastor David Manning, and as you can see, is saying that a miseducated pastor. That's the topic or the program that we are having today. So a miseducated pastor. Why do I put that in there? So that's what we're going to be discussing. Why do I call him, or why will we see him as a miseducated pastor? For those who don't know who is Pastor, my phone is disturbing me here, but those who don't know who is a Pastor David Manning, I can definitely bring that up for you. Is a pastor in New York, Harlem. Excuse me. Let me see. Yeah, so he's a pastor in New York, Harlem. I want to read a little bit about him so that you guys, we are on the same page. And I think I should also share this on screen so we can read it together, since I'm doing this program in the morning. But don't forget that we are live every Saturday at 6 p.m. in East US time, whereas in English, whereas in Kiswahili is 8 p.m. in East Africa time. So anyways, as you can see, so Dr. or Pastor, no Doctor, Pastor James Manning, James David Manning, born in February 20th, 1947, is an American pastor and at the Arthur Howard Missionary Church. Manning grew up in Red Spring, North Carolina. Oh, he's from North Carolina and has been with Atraha since 1981. So okay, so he been at least he have experience in pastor and standing for all the land anointed holy with which is Manning's name for the Harlem. So biography: James David Manning was born in Saucy, Red Spring, North Carolina. Grew up in Saucy and was the segregated. He picked up cotton and so why am I bringing up him here? Why am I talking about the man of God or pastor? Well, there is a few reasons why. One is that there is a video Pastor Manning or David Manning posted, and I was not happy with what he have to say, pardon. But there is some areas where he say was true, but other areas I was not happy with that. So that is why I called him a miseducated pastor with his theological schools where he studied. I do strongly believe that he's miseducated. Is my opinion, and I think I have right to say something like that. So let me bring the video in our chat on our screen so we can see what David Mannings have to say about why do I have to bring him in my discussion or on my program, because obviously that is not something I have ever do. It's my first time, but I saw that I was very angry, and that's why I decided that I would have definitely to address this matter. So
I'm not going to be much longer with y'all. I understand we need to move beyond color. I'm not about that, but y'all raised it. If you start it, I'll end it for you. Don't start nothing. It won't be nothing. But we got a problem.
So
Black people got a problem. Now we can move to color blindness and always look at the man by the content of his character, never the color of his skin. I'm down for that. You get my vote. Yay and amen. I'm for that. But before we get there, we need to hear some truth. Black people and white folk. Black people got a problem. And it's a God problem. When black people see the world, I don't care. You can train them. You can train a black man to be a physician. You can train him to be an astrophysicist. You can train him to be a lawyer, but you can't train him to understand the world.
So first of all, this is absolutely false. Why? Because he haven't been around all black people. Definitely not. That's number one. Number two, there is no longer a way to describe or to define black people in terms of like group or categorizing them based on any kind of social way. I will come on that later on, but you cannot. It's impossible. You cannot be able to do that anymore. So definitely not. So that is what he's saying is not true. You cannot categorize. He haven't seen all black people anyways. That's number one. He have not saw all black people in Haiti, in Brazil, in all countries in Africa, in Middle East, in Australia, in China. He have not. So there is no way that one person can just categorize people in that way. That is not true. Maybe we have a problem, I know, but the problem we have is different based on where we are, or based on it's not like all of us black people we have the same problem. We may have, some of us may have problem of drinking, some of us may have problem of maybe fighting, or some of us may have problem of pride, or some of us may have problem of corruption and so on. But it's not one problem for all black people. That's what I'm trying to say.
There's not 2 cents worth of difference between a mass murderer. There's not 2 cents of difference between a petty thief that's locked away in prison than a black doctor when it comes to understanding the world. Listen, you listen to me. We got to deal with this. And we need to begin to acknowledge it, talk about it, ask God to help us, because only God can help black people where they are. Black people had Africa, that big old continent over there. They never built one boat that was seaworthy. Not one. There's not one monument in Africa, in all of Africa. I know you're talking about Egypt.
So, like, obviously, you definitely understand that this is not true. When he talk about Africa, we have built no monument, is definitely not true. Not only that, as a pastor, I would definitely assume that maybe he had get a chance to read the Bible or any other historic book, because if he had, he would definitely know that that the first built thing was built by by an African. The Tower of Babel, in let me use, since it's a pastor, let me use the Bible absolutely. If you read in the book of Genesis chapter 10, verse 6, the sons of Ham is Cush, Cush, Egypt, or in Israel, Put, and Canaan. And the son of Cush is on verse number 8. Cush was the father of Nimrod, who became the mighty warrior on the earth. So Nimrod, he was a mighty hunter before the Lord. That is why he is said like Nimrod, a mighty hunter before the God. Verse number 10, the first center of his kingdom were Babylon. So Nimrod, the son or the descendant of Cush. Cush is Africa. It's another name, by the way. When you talk about Ethiopia, a lot of people, they use Cush to mean Ethiopia. Not only that, we have Cushitic people here in Ethiopia and Sudan and Somalia and Djibouti and Kenya. We have Cushitic people. So he should know that the Babylon, the Tower of Babel, was built by Nimrod, who was a Cush. So when he talk about we build nothing, that's automatically not true at all. In addition to that, Nimrod, he also built Akur, Akbat, and Kalene, Shinar, and Nineveh. So he built almost all the cities that his Bible is teaching about. But Oh, okay, forget about that. Maybe this one is wrong one. When he said we build nothing, what is he talking about anyways? Because I think anyone, even children, they know that there is so many things that has been stolen from Africa to the colonizers. Even today, they're still in Europe that we built. All the museum in Europe is full of arts that were created by African people. Belgium, England, Germany, France, like obviously, I don't even think I have to Google that. I think definitely, I don't think I have to Google that. But when he say that it's just absolutely that someone who have studied of at least maybe theoretical, maybe some schools, or who've been a pastor for that long, he will know that that African people will build a lot of things, at least to start with. And I think he was saying something here. Let me see.
There's not one monument in Africa, in all of Africa.
So there is no one monument. Like obviously, if he never been to Mali, at least to see that what the Muslim and the colonizers did to our motherland, they destroyed everything. He never see that. Is he serious? You know, when I saw this, and I want to talk to white folks, by the way, who are promoting this, because obviously this one you cannot find that on YouTube. I have to go to other streaming pages, which is I think I get this from BitCute or BitCute, whoever it is. It's most of a place where you found white people talking about how better they are and how no good we are, black people we are, which is, I just want to talk, I don't want to address him. In fact, I just want to address white people in general. If you are white, remember that you came from Africa. And in one way to another, you have DNA. It may not be that much, but you have DNA of Africa. So if Africa is shamed, or if black people are shamed, you are shaming yourself. That's number one. Number two, the reason why white people are losing, especially those who are called themselves conservatives, either Republicans or Democrats, is because you have failed to take care of black people. Yes, you have, especially Africa, because if Africa is not good, trust me, anywhere you are, you're not going to be good. Yes, you're not going to be good. I know you may think, oh, this is not true. That's true 100%, because everything you are using came from Africa. Not only that, even excuse me, even beside that, the history or almost everything you may think you are using is all originated from Africa. Even him too, he don't know. But anyways, let me continue. Let me see. Well, let me hear what he have to say.
I know you're talking about Egypt. Egypt is not Africa.
Are you that serious? Like really serious? You say that Egypt is not in Africa, so then why is that? I just told you, Egypt is in your Bible, Pastor David, James David Mannings, in your Bible. Read, open it. Cush is the brother of Egypt. What's wrong with you? And Cush means black. What's wrong with you? Damn, this guy, is he okay? He can't read even his Bible. Let me repeat one more time for you, Mr. David. The book of Genesis, chapter 10, verse 6, he said that the sons of Ham is Cush, which means black. Egypt, Put, and Canaan. Those are the sons of Cush. What is wrong with you? Yeah? Egypt is in Africa. Let me give you another background for the history, because I know definitely maybe you have not studied your history very well. Those theological schools you went to, the oldest theological school is the theological school of Alexandria. It was created by Saint Marcus, who's black and African, the first one. And when you look in Egypt today, like you look in Israel as well, you see these people who we call Arabs. By the way, Arabs are black people. Original name of Arabs are black people. Anyways, so you look at them, they come to on 7th century. 7th century. They were not in Egypt. This white, kind of white, but not really white. They come to Egypt on 7th century, brother. What's wrong with you? Egypt is Africa, and everything done in Egypt was done by black people. I wish this gentleman would possibly come out and say, apologize for that. Egypt is in Africa, and Egypt, everything was built by Africans. All the pharaohs, historically fact, is done by black people, Africans. Who you are, by the way, I know you don't like who you are. I can automatically say that. But another thing is that Alexander the Great, when he came to Africa, he was the first one to invade Africa and to destroy. He moved the noise of all statues of Africa in Egypt. Now on Egypt, all over Africa, even what is this French guy, Bonaparte, whatever it is, it's something he did. They could not only, they destroyed everything. The only thing they could not destroy was pyramids. Pastor, what Bible do you read? What do you teach your people?
There are no great cities that were built even before the first colonization of white people.
Man, again, he's saying this. There's no great civilization. There's no great city. I think I have to share this too. Oh, okay. I have to remove him. Okay, let me share this to you guys so you can see that. Maybe this one maybe will make him at least something. I don't know. But this is called the city, the stone city or town city in Zanzibar. Let me read it for you guys. So stone towns of Zanzibar, in Arabic, I don't know what it's saying, also known as Mji Mkongwe. Mji Mkongwe in Swahili means the oldest city, like the older city, you can say, or older town. Is the older part of Zanzibar city, the main city of Zanzibar in Tanzania. The newer portion of the city is known as Ng'ambo. Ng'ambo means other side. Swahili for the other side. Yeah, I just say that. Stone Town is located on the western coast of Unguja. Unguja is one of the Wanguja is one of the ethnic in Zanzibar. The main island of Zanzibar archipelago, former capital of the Zanzibar Sultan, a flourishing center of the Epis trade as well as the slave trade in the 19th century. It is the return importance of the main city of Zanzibar during the period of British Presbyterian, when the Tanganyika and Zanzibar joined each other to form the United Republic of Tanzania. Zanzibar kept a semi-autonomous status, which is Stone Town as its local government site. Stone Town is a city prominence, historical and artistic importance in East Africa. Its architecture mostly dating back to 19th century reflected the diversity influence underlining the Swahili culture, giving a unique mixture of Arab, Persia, India, and Europe elements. For this reason, the town was designed as UNESCO World Heritage in 2000. So Pastor, what's going on? You see, this is already been built. You like Stone City, it's been built without what you are talking about. What's wrong with you? But anyways, I want to stop this one. I don't want to go over this a little more, but I want to share something different here, which is about let me see. I want to share something. Let me see. Yeah, I think this would be very good. Yeah, this one here. So the richest king ever existed in the world is Musa I. Musa or Mansa Musa. I think at least I would assume he could know, because this Mansa Musa was the 9th Mansa of the Mali Empire, which reached its territory peaked during his reign. Musa is known for his wealth and generosity. He was being subject to popular claim that he is the wealthiest person in the history, but the extent of his actual wealth is unknown with any certain. His riches come from the mining of significance gold and salt disposed in the Mali Empire, along with the slave and ivory trade. In the time of Musa's ascension of the throne, Mali is a large part of considered as the territory of the former Ghana Empire, which Mali had conquered. The Mali Empire, considered as the land of the now part of Guinea, Senegal, Mauritania, the Gambia, and the modern state of Mali. Musa went on Hajj to Mecca in 1324, traveling with a numerous encounterage of the vast supply of gold and route to spend time in Cairo. When he lavished gift giving is said to have noticeably affected the value of the gold in Egypt and generally attempted to wide Muslim world. So now, why am I bringing Mansa Musa? Because until today, if you want to check, you can see this picture here, which is the Djangula Mosque, so commissioned by Mansa Musa. So this is the building built on 13th century, and it's still there. Pastor, it's still there. You can see this. When you say it's just we build things with grasses, what's wrong with you, Pastor? I don't really understand. You don't see this? Or you think this is also built by white men? And by the way, this picture here you see, which is now is a mosque, this was the first university, this was the first school ever established in the world where people can come and study on 1327, like 1327. Pretty much what he's talking about, I don't understand anyways. So Pastor, you are having a very huge problem here to recognize that Black people, we have built something, and we did. In fact, this is not something you have to negotiate with anybody. We did build something because it's evidence. By the way, even science, numbers, writings, all the writings came from Africa. The Nile Valley civilization. I don't know. This gentleman, he says he's born in America. He never listened to John Clark. He never listened to Ben. He never listened to those other scholars like Black conscience scholars or something like that, Afrocentric, anything. He never read the Black inventors, anything like that. Anyways, I don't understand this pastor at all, but I just want to make sure that people understand when someone starts to talk something like this. Of course, there's some of the things he says is true, but most of the time he's getting them wrong, because obviously you can say African built nothing. That would definitely not be true. It's not true at all. Please, Pastor, don't say this again to the people, because people you will definitely not it's just not good idea. Okay, it's not good idea to say something like this. You are lying to the church. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You are lying to the church. You should not be preaching something based on maybe the misunderstanding or the hate or the unlike. If you don't like black people, obviously Dr. Umar Johnson called a lot of people like that Negro European or whatever it is. So if you don't like black people, please, there is no problem. It's your option, it's your choice, but don't lie to the church that black people built nothing.
Coming to the shores of Africa or the slave ships, black men built nothing. No sewer system.
No, we built so many things. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? We built so many things. Don't worry about, don't even talk about that share of America and slavery, because we were in America already a long time before the slavery. Black people were already there.
No houses above one level. And
I just show you. I show you the Mas Musa, the Timbuktu, University of Timbuktu. I just showed you that.
None of them made out of stone. All of them made out of grass and wood.
Whoa.
Black men, before the white man ever got to Africa, the worst thing that could ever happen to South Africa was when they gave.
So now, what is he saying is that before white men come to Africa, let me teach him something. Before white men come to Africa, our people we were not sick. We did not have Ebola. We did not have Corona. We did not have HIV. We did not have malaria. We didn't have none of those. That's number one. Number two, we had all our how do you call that? Our how do you call that? Arts. I don't know if that's the right way. I don't know which one is. I think I need to search that. Yeah, African arts in Western corrections. Yeah, so I think let me share this with you guys. So, where that will be. So, before white people come to Africa, we had African Europe Google search. Yeah, this one here. I'm just gonna use a wiki because it's a quickly one you can do. So let me show you how many how many arts or collection of African arts that are in Western African arts that are in Western countries. For instance, some African objects had been collected by Europeans for centuries, and they had been industry production some type, especially carving in ivory for Europe markets in some of coastal region between 1890 and 1918. The volume of objects greatly increased as Western colonial expansion in Africa led to the removal of many pieces of sub-Saharan Africa arts that were subsequently brought to Europe and displayed. Those objects into the collection of Natural History Museum, Arts Museum of Encyclopedia and specialists, and private collection in Europe and in the United States. Even the United States also have them. About 90% of African art, culture heritage is believed to be located in Europe, according to the France art historian. So look, art historians, they are saying, according to them, that they have 90%. That means, as you guys know, white folks, they always lie. So that means maybe more than maybe 95 or 96% they are in there. Initially, most of them illustrating the ethnology of different African culture, appropriate piece of artworks grow during this 20th century. Only towards the end of the century was modern African arts in fine arts generally accepted in significance. So let me see. So as you can see, this one here is called what? It's called a Igbo Mask of Royal Museum of Central Africa, Belgium. So this one, it came from Central Africa. And the gentleman, he said that we have made nothing. Look, this beautiful one. This one is Oko Costumes Musaudo Art Francono Varondolit. I don't know where this is, but as you can see, our clothes and arts are in what he called what people are in hands of people he said they come to civilize us. Look, all of this. So if we didn't build anything, how come we have more than 90% of our arts in the countries? Look, this one here, Benin Massacre. This is made of what? This is made of grasses? Is he okay? I was gonna say crazy, but no, I don't wanna say that. That's not a good one. So this one here is a Congo drum in the ethnographic collection of Royal Museum of Central Africa. So look, the drums. So let me see. I want to show something very, very important, because I'm still talking about building in Africa. Let me see. So he said Africa built nothing. What is this? This is in Europe. The oldest possibly stone built church in Ethiopia. Let me see. It's called Lalibela. Is Lalibela's church. I think it's a church of Saint Kidus Gorgas. Look, Howen Church Lalibela. Let me see. This is also another one. I want to read that for you because I want to know exactly. Look on Church Lalibela. I want to read and to tell you how old is this this church. It's the 11th medieval monolithic carved church of 13th century as well. This one was built on 13th century, as you can see. So this is actually a rock church. It's inside the stone, like really inside is a building or a church inside the stone. Is here in Ethiopia, which was built on 13th century. So when he talk about like we have built nothing, I don't understand what he's talking about. In fact, I think that he may need to be educated. Maybe I don't know, but maybe he just do that on purpose, or he don't have enough information. I don't really know, but obviously, as it says here, the 11th Lock Hewan Church of Lalibela are monolithic church located in western Ethiopia highlands near to the town of Lalibela, named after the later 12th and early 13th century king Gabriel Mesker, Lalibela of the Zegwa dynasty, who commissioned the massive building project of 11th Lock Hewan Church to recreate the holy city of Jerusalem in his own kingdom. The sites remain in use by the Ethiopian Orthodox Christian Church to this day, and it is remain an important place for pilgrims of Ethiopian Orthodox worshiping. It took 24 years to build all the 11 rock Haven church. So anyways, so this took 24 years to build, and this guy he's sitting there and he's saying that black people have built nothing. Look, this is even like something very, very extravagant, so good. It's a Bet Gorges, so it means the house of Gorges. Gorges is George, so it's Bet Gorges. So now I don't know. I don't think I have to explain anything more that when it comes to that we black people have built something. I think I should stop right here, but. Hopefully you guys, you have understood that this gentleman who is talking absolutely what he's saying is not true. He's lying to the church that he's preaching, teaching, but he's also showing that, I don't know if he's biased, he's kind of promoting white people to be the one who built everything, which is absolutely not true. In fact, there was one video white man was talking about how when we talk about the civilization, the civilization, always white men say that how do you call that, the Aryans give black people to build something. Always, anytime you see documentaries, you will see, oh, the pyramid was built by Aryans. The whatever it is was built by Aryans. But and the white man, he said that how come then Aryans always help black people but never help white people? So this is absolutely not true. Black people has built so many things and very strong too, as I just proved that. Now, let me see what he have to say next.
To Nelson Mandela, another over there. They're dying of sickness. The government is mismanaged. The people who ran the nation are now leaving the nation because black folk don't know how to run no nation.
So now he's saying that South Africa. Let me back to South Africa. South Africa was obviously destroyed not by black people. It was destroyed by white people. One, Anglo-American is the company that owns everything on Anglo-America is a company that owns almost everything in South Africa before Mandela and after Mandela. And Mandela was bought, as Stephen Cochrane, he said that in Africa 92, 93, I believe, that Mandela was sold out to the white people. He pretty much his betrayal of his own people. And he gave the country to the corporations of Americans and Western, in fact. So it's not that Mandela destroyed the country or black people in South Africa destroyed the country. Instead, they have stolen everything from them. 80% of the land is in the hands of 70% of white people in South Africa. So what will you expect on that? Why don't he tell the truth instead to say black people in South Africa, they're the one who don't know how to run the country? Instead, it's just the fact that black people don't have anything in South Africa. Everything is in the hands of white people. So I don't really know exactly what he's talking about here, but I surely know that South African people, black people, owns nothing there. And that is true.
They don't know how, and we need to admit it. I know you don't like it, but you need to stop shucking and jiving. We got a problem. Nigeria produces oil every year, yet the children over there are hungry and pot-bellied and walking barefoot. We got a problem.
Don't even talk about Nigerians, because you know definitely that that's not true. Nigerians are the most educated people. The country produces oil, but it does not produce oil from themselves. It goes all the way to your country. Is Americans are stealing all the gas. It's the Europeans, the BP, the share, the one. Do you never see what happened to the president who refused to give them the gas? They killed him. They started the Biafra war. I don't really know, Pastor, please. So you don't know exactly what your countries are doing to Africa and to your own people in Holland? You don't really know? You don't know what they did to Malcolm X? You don't know what they did to Tupac? You don't know what they did to Martin Luther King? You don't know? Pastor, what's wrong with you? Instead to say, okay, we do have problems, but most of those problems is not caused by us. You don't know what the World Bank is doing in Congo DRC? You don't know what they did to Patrice Lumumba? You don't really know? Anyways, I think I'm going to have to end my program.
You talk about the Hutus and the Tutsis. Look what's going on in Zimbabwe now with Mugabe. We got a problem, black folk.
Mugabe, don't even talk about Mugabe. Mugabe was a hero. Mugabe denied to give white people land, and they sanctioned him. And what did you do to the sanctions still killing Zimbabwean people today? What do you do? When you talk about Hutu and Tutsi, why don't you talk about your military who was in Rwanda during 1994? Why don't you talk about them? Why do you only talk about Hutu and King Tutsi? Why don't you talk about that? Why don't you talk about who's giving them weapons? Because Rwandese don't make weapons.
Forget about Zimbabwe and South Africa, Nigeria. Look at what y'all have done in Harlem. You can't even hold on to Harlem. We got a problem. Black folk don't understand the world. You can get mad with me all you want. You can say what you, but you can't prove me wrong. Now, I'm not saying this because I hate black folk. I'm saying it because I love you enough to tell the truth. And the only person
no, you hate yourself. This is not the truth. You're not telling. I'm not saying we don't have any problem. Don't get me wrong. But what you are saying here is absolutely not true, because you're not addressing the problem based on the cause of it. This is just not true. Okay, who is causing all those problems? Is that because just black people? Is that how you see that, Pastor? I don't see it that way. I think that there's someone who's causing the problems, and we should, as black people, be aware of that. Because you too, one day you will see that. They will come after you. Don't worry. Don't really worry. They will come after you. And then that time, black people will say, oh, that one, in America, they call you guys the coons. They want to say you are coon. So what truth are you telling people here? Which one? I haven't heard anything that is true.
Never help us get out of the situation. It's going to be God. That's
no, God is not going to do that. We black people need to do our part. God will do definitely, but we are black people. Why we always wait for white men to do something for us? Why we always wait for God to do something for us? Why don't we do it for ourselves? The church you are standing in, is that God built it? No, definitely not. We don't have to wait for God, because some of our black people don't believe in God. They believe in Allah or what their names, whatever it is, voodoo, whatever it is. So why do we have to wait on God? Why don't we do something?
With the black man's mind, there's something wrong with his mind. He does not understand the world.
That's not true, because now on we have mixed DNA. So you cannot say a mind of black men all over the world, because now definitely there is black people who have mixed mind with white people, Indians, Arabs, and so on. So no, that's not true either. But anyways, I think that in some areas we have a problem, special. Let me leave that alone. Maybe I will mention that next video, maybe. But I don't agree with you that we all black people, we have a problem. We do have different problems, but not the one you say, like we have all problem with our mind.
He doesn't. I don't care if he learned medicine. He doesn't understand the world. He can't even hold on to Harlem. When he was here, he moved out. We got to talk to the Lord. People, we got to talk to God. And black women, Shirley Chisholm, Harriet Tubman, Coretta King, one of her boys. Yeah, okay, then we got a black president. But you black women, what's wrong with y'all? Y'all gonna let that white woman, what's wrong with you black women voting for Barack? Don't you understand? It should have been a black room if you're gonna have a black president. What's wrong with you? Y'all ain't got no sense, you black women. Your men treat you like the dogs, like your dogs. They walk all over you. They make you pay the bills at home, and then the preachers pimp you in the churches and make you pay the bills. Y'all crazy black women buying these black men private jets. They're doing $50 million for a nigga to ride around in a private jet. And you talk about, look at our pastor. What's wrong with y'all women? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? And what's wrong with a black man that would take that kind of money out of a poor neighborhood and buy himself a private jet? What's wrong with y'all niggas? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you, black women? What's wrong with you voting for Barack Obama? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with y'all?
So now the whole problem here, I think Pastor, he have a problem with maybe Barack Obama, which I possibly some degree may agree with him. I don't think that Barack Hussein Obama have done much for black people. I don't think he done anything anyways, forget about much, anything. But you cannot just conclude based on that all black people, we have problem. That will not be true. So I just want to say that, or to keep that you guys in mind, that we have problems. Let me mention the problems we have as black people anyways in finishing, because I'm gonna close our program. One is that we black people, we have one biggest problem. And the first problem is that we do not honor each other. We don't honor our race. We don't take that serious. You know, every other race, they are accountable to their race, but we don't do that. We are accountable. We are loyal to the money or to any other thing that is not black. That is number one problem. Number two we have is a problem of not being able to work together. And most of those problems, I'm going to tell you that they came from colonizers or slaves masters. So number two is that we don't want to work together. Definitely, when it comes to unity, don't tell black people to do that. We don't do that at all. And number three is that we don't want to protect each other at all. Number four is that we are the best betrayer each other. We are so jealous. Hopefully, maybe you can read that in your Bible, Pastor, that we are so jealous to each other to the extent that we will later choose someone to lose more than us, more than someone to have. So if you have a car, and then I will be jealous for you to lose the car to the extent I can even burn your car more than to be happy that you have a car. So we are so jealous. And I think that's the reason why we don't even want to work together. And you can see that, for instance, when it comes to like Pan-Africanism, you will see so many organizations, especially here in Ethiopia and in the US, so many organizations. Everyone is talking about Pan-Africa. Everyone is talking about Pan-Africanism, but everyone want to do in their own way. And why? Because we don't come to work together to put things together so that we can possibly be better off. So I think that is another problem we have. Another thing we have is that we don't trust each other. We don't trust ourselves. We don't trust each other. We only trust anything come from someone who is not an African. If it's Chinese, if it's an Arab, if it's an Indian, if it's white man or Spanish, whoever it is, we will choose that one. And in that is also implied to when it comes to when we get married. We marry to people who are not African, special men, and that would imply when it comes to the who we call ourselves. You would hear people say, "Oh, I'm Latino, I'm Hispanic." They don't want to be called African. I'm a Moons, Murons, or whatever, or Moors, or whatever it is. I'm American Indian. You know, they're trying to avoid the fact that they are African, but they don't even know that if you say you are a Latino, you are obviously African again. It's all goes back to Africa because everything starts right here in Africa. That's where everything starts, and also everything starts here. That means everything's gonna end here. So, anyways, Pastor David James David Manning, I just want to tell you, like, to advise you, next time you want to say something like that, if you're not sure, you're not 100% sure, just don't put that on social media. Don't put it on somewhere where someone can definitely go and reach that out, because it's embarrassing to yourself as a pastor who I believe you, maybe you have took some classes. You definitely should know for now that one, people, Black people or African, which is you too, we have built something. Don't just say like we built nothing. That is absolutely not true. Okay, maybe we did not build maybe like what you see maybe in Europe. Maybe I can possibly say that because nobody went to Europe to destroy what they built. You know, even the stones that they put in Greek is still hench there. Nobody destroyed it. What we built, everything's been destroyed, brother. That's number two. You should not say that Black people all together we don't understand the word. Maybe we don't understand the word of white people because obviously the word is of colonizing, lynching, injecting HIV in people, raping and mass murder and shootings and stealing and assassinations. Maybe we don't understand the word like that, but Black people, I guarantee you as a pastor that we understand the word of God. Yeah, we do. If you search 29 countries that has most of atheists in the world, you're not going to find one of them as African. Okay, so definitely. But also, I think you should also be careful with what you say because maybe you're gonna create enemies that you're not supposed to create. I don't know. I'm just give you advice. But anyways, since you are a pastor and we always respect pastor, it doesn't matter where you come from because at the end of the day, it's God to give you the time to talk. I just would want to give you those few advice. And another lesson I will tell you is that before the slavery, Black people were already in American continents, what you call American continents, because that is also been proved because what is that? Let me show you something. Maybe if you will watch this or you're watching on, let me see. Yeah, this king, Mansa Abubakar Abubakar II or the second, he went to America before the slavery time. So Atlantic voyage of the Crusader of Mansa Musa. So this is another king from Mali. In 1324, while staying in Cairo during the Mansa Musa ruler of, let me see, I think it's this one here. Yeah, so Atlantic, okay. So while he's staying in Cairo, he's Haji Mansa Musa, the ruler of Mali Emperor, order told an Egyptian official whom he had befriended that he had come to the ruler when his predecessor led a large fleet of in an attempt to cross the Atlantic Ocean and never return. His accounts recording by the Arabs historian Al-Amur has attracted considerable interest and speculations of possible instance of pre-Columbia trans-ocean contact. The voyage is popular attributed to the Mansa Abubakar II, but not such Mansa ever. Later, his voyage is inferior to being undertook by Mansa Muhammad al-Bin Kar. So anyways, forget about that. Everyone knows in Haiti today, they were black people before slavery time. So that one is well known. Now, all those islands of Dominican, they were black people there. So if you don't know your history, obviously, you will not understand what I'm talking about. But anyways, that being said, I think that was it for today. I just want to be sure that Pastor James David Manning, you know that black people all over the world, we have tried our best. Even the Wall Street of Tulsa, Oklahoma, you know that you say that we did something white men was standing on us. Well, it's because of slavery, but we built something. Everywhere you go in Africa, you will see some stuff we built, definitely. Forget about building, even governing. We have democracy before anyone. Here is still, in fact, practically, it's called oh man, how do they call the people here? I forget the name of it. But anyways, so that being said, that was it for Pan-African Academy today. I wish you a nice weekend. I will see you next week with our special guests we're gonna have on the channel, and those who are celebrating Easter, the Babylonian holiday, or or Roman Easter. I wish you a nice Easter, and I will see you next week. For that being said, if you want to join us on Patreon, please check out Swahili for Africa, as you see the name down here. And also, if you want to learn Swahili online, you can let us know. This was Pan-African Academy today. My name is Emmanuel Hani Paulo. I'm talking to you from Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. I will see you next week, the same time, which is 6 p.m. in East US time, 1 in midnight in East African time. Bye-bye.